This is Gospel Music Today. We're at the National Quartet Convention with Kim, Dean, and Mike from the Hoppers, and welcome to Gospel Music Today.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Now let me go back a little bit over the history of the Hoppers, and then we'll talk about what's going on currently.
Well, actually, my dad formed his little quartet with his brothers after he heard his first gospel concert in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the historic Reynolds Auditorium. He heard the Spears and the Blackwoods and the Statesmen, and it was the Spears that really sparked his interest and kind of got him cranked up on this thing called gospel music. Went home, got his brothers together. They decided later on, after a couple of years, they needed a piano player, and I guess they didn't like my dad's guitar playing, so flagged my mom down. He did in the middle of Madison, where we're from, and didn't say hello or anything, just went over and pecked on the window and said, would you consider playing the piano for my brothers and I? We started a quartet. And she said, well, I'll have to think about that. And then the light turned green and she said yes, and she took off. So, and it's they've been together ever since. 55 years in gospel music this year, 51 years of marriage for them, 24 years for this is Kim, my wife, and this is my brother.
My name.
This is my brother. And we've been working together for a long time, and so it's been really good. It's been a great trip.
Now, I don't have to ask you about how you got started in gospel singing, obviously with the family that you grew up with, but who were the people other than your own parents and your family? Who were the people that you looked up to when you were starting out?
Well, it would be the Goodmans,
yeah,
and the Henson family. Those were two of my favorites, especially when I first started on the road playing drums and singing. Those were kind of the singers and the musicians in the band were my mentors, and kind of took me under their wing and taught me, things of music and drumming and whatnot. But even as a little kid, I remember going, with mom and dad to the concerts, because I didn't go every week. I would just go sometimes because I went to public school and just stayed at home with my grandparents. But I like the Dixie Echoes with Dale Shelnut. I used to love watching him singing those spirituals, Trouble in My Way and all that. We used to go to those all-night singings down in Bonifay, Florida and places, and that was always a treat. I look forward to that.
What's the new Hoppers CD?
Count Me In is the name of it, and it says exactly what the words are. Count me in. One day when we get to heaven, I know that there are a lot of situations in life and things that we may have missed here and there, but when we step through the gates, you can yell, "Count me in, I'm here." So it's a wonderful song and fun song written by Ronnie Henson. That's our new single, and then we have several great songs. It's one of I think one of the greatest CDs that we've ever done, and we did it in a lot of different ways and took a long time to do it, but it's probably one of the most true Southern albums that we've done in several years. We always had a Yahweh or a Jerusalem, which is not typically Southern gospel, but this one is pretty much straight ahead Southern gospel, and something that was just real intriguing to us to get to just do the kind of the old-timey songs that brought us to the party, so to speak. So
let me get Dean over here a little closer, and Mike, you stay here because I know you're both really involved in the production of the Hoppers material. What do you look for when you're getting ready for a new CD? I know you've got a million songs you must go through, but what are you looking for?
Well, honestly, the first thing is something that's going to touch us, our hearts, so that we can convey that message. If it don't bless you, it ain't going to bless them. And it's not our statement, that's a Vestal Goodman statement there, honey.
That's what she followed it with.
So, and then we get songs from everywhere. A lot of the great writers like the Rodney Griffins and the Joseph Habedanks and the Diane Wilkinsons, we get those songs, but we also get songs from people that you wouldn't know. And there's a diamond in the rough, and that song has been carved out through a heartache or something that was given to them by God. And so looking through songs is a long process, though. We recorded probably 15 songs on this new CD, but we narrowed it down to 11 that we actually put out on the CD. So we've got some others held back for the next time around. But sometimes it's the mood that you're in at that point, because you do an album, you release it now. We've been working on it for over 2 years, and we're already looking for songs for next time, but we're in a kind of a different place than we were 2.5 years ago.
Right.
So sometimes it depends on where we are and the people we're singing to. We've been blessed to sing to some wonderful folks around the country, around the world, actually.
What's the Hoppers website?
Oh, you can visit us at www.thehoppers.com, and talking about the new CD, that's on our online store, which is shopthehoppers.com, and it has our new CD plus all of your favorites and soundtracks and everything about the Hoppers, all things Hoppers, right there.
Okay, very good. Well, to this generation of the Hoppers, thank you very much for being with us on Gospel Music today.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
sir.
Thank you.